Mike Wolfe of American Pickers tells nervous Frank Fritz to be calm in a memorable incident before the actor was sacked from the show. Hello everyone. Welcome back for another video. I hope everyone's having a great day. Before watching the video, please subscribe and like it. Mike Wolfe of American Pickers has had to calm down his antiques hunting colleague Frank Fritz. Frank, 57, grew nervous as soon as the childhood pals drove up to the home of Tim Corwin, a member of the legendary bubblegum band Ohio Express, in their corporate van. Frank tried to keep his cool when he saw the BSA Lightning 650 motorcycle and Tim in the latter's backyard barn. He looked to calm down as he exited the automobile. After leaving the van, Frank told Mike, 59, to be cool, as if he were the one who was overzealous. Mike Wolfe, a star of American Pickers, ditched his motorcycle for a new passion ahead of an upcoming program. He told Frank, "No, you be cool," as he exited the van, indicating that he was not as scared as Frank. Even though Frank had told Mike that he would remain calm when they saw Tim, he couldn't contain his excitement. Frank beamed from ear to ear as they exchanged pleasantries with Tim. Mike noticed this and placed his hand on Frank's shoulder, asking whether he was all right. Frank admitted he was all right, just excited. Frank is a fan of Tim and his music group, which explains his excitement. The heartwarming video of Frank emphasizes how much of a missed figure he is on the show. Frank Yui come basiki. Some fans missed him so badly that they refused to watch the season 25 premiere of American Pickers, which aired in early July. Frank last featured on American Pickers in March 2020, when he took time off to recover from back surgery that resulted in 185 stitches and 2 rods in his spine. Frank shed 65 pounds while off the show, and he also told The Sun that he spent 77 days in Iowa rehab for alcoholism. After that, the former co-host claimed the television network was not straight with him when he attempted to return, despite his desire. During an interview with the United States Sun in 2021, Frank confessed his feud with co-star Mike. He said, "I haven't spoken to Mike in 2 years. He knew my back was messed up, yet he didn't call to see how I was doing. That's just how things are. The show is completely geared for him. I can't even bend that low to show you how much." After being kicked off the program, Frank was placed in custody after suffering a devastating stroke in July 2022, which apparently damaged his decision-making abilities. Frank was replaced by Mike's 62-year-old older brother, Robbie Wolfe. We love Frank. Despite his abrupt withdrawal from the program and serious health difficulties, many fans on social media would still like to see Frank return. A supporter commented, "I have seen every American Pickers from day one. When Mike ran Frank off, and oh more. How TNU to reaid your high DCUL budiui DAH2way?" Someone else said, "I will only watch American Pickers if it is a rerun with Frank. Carry on." Nathan Griffith, a teen mom star, was arrested for domestic violence by strangulation. "The only episodes of American Pickers I watch is White Frank," wrote another. Another admirer wrote on the show's Twitter account, "Why did you screw Frank over?" Before television cameras ever captured their adventures, Mike Wolfe and Frank Fritz were two buddies with a shared obsession: treasures buried in America's forgotten barns and dusty garages. They bonded over rusted signs, vintage motorcycles, and the thrill of the pick. Their chemistry was instant, their banter natural, and their friendship, at least then, unbreakable. "We were just two guys doing what we loved," Mike once recalled. "The cameras just happened to follow." But before the storm that would change everything, there was a moment, a memorable scene, that fans would remember not for what it predicted, but for what it revealed. A dynamic built on support, humor, and a quiet urgency, setting the scene. It was season 17, episode 6, a now iconic installment. The duo pulled up to an old mechanic's property in rural Indiana. The sun was high, the bugs loud, and Frank Fritz was visibly uneasy. The place was cluttered, even by picker standards. Towers of metal, broken glass, a sea of forgotten machines. Frank turned to Mike. "Knows we're coming." Mike laughed. "Be cool, Frank. Be cool. This is what we do." That line would go down as a piece of unscripted sincerity. A friend calming another before the big moment. But now, with hindsight, it feels heavier, loaded, cracks in the foundation. At the time, few knew the tension simmering off-screen. Frank was struggling, with health, with personal demons, with feeling sidelined. Mike, juggling the demands of a growing franchise, was often absent emotionally. Their partnership was strained. "I felt like I was disappearing," Frank would later say. "Like I was just there to fill space." Yet in that Indiana pick, Mike didn't just say be cool to ease nerves. He was speaking as a friend who still saw Frank's magic, the glint in his eye when spotting a rare oil can, the way his fingers danced over old license plates, the pick that spoke volumes. The homeowner was an eccentric character with a beard down to his chest and a voice like gravel. He didn't trust me easily. Frank took the lead, asking questions, pointing out items, slowly gaining ground. Mike stood back, watching. When Frank negotiated the price on a 1930s gas pump globe, his confidence returned. He cracked a joke. The homeowner laughed. The deal was made. "See?" Mike said, clapping him on the back. "Told you. Be cool." It was more than encouragement. It was Mike reminding Frank who he was, an essential part of the duo, a heart of the show. The fallout no one saw coming. Months after that episode aired, everything changed. Frank stepped away for back surgery and never returned to the screen. Rumors swirled. Health issues, rehab, fights. Mike posted a statement confirming Frank's departure, wishing him well, but fans noticed the distance. The brotherhood had fractured. "I didn't leave the show. I got fired," Frank later claimed, "and I haven't talked to Mike since." That revelation shocked loyal viewers who had believed in the bond forged on backroads and in barns. Fans rewatched the scene. The Indiana episode took on new life. Fans combed through it, frame by frame, hunting for signs. Was Frank too quiet? Was Mike distracted? Did that be cool moment hint at underlying tension? Or was it just what it seemed, two old friends doing what they loved one last time before life moved them apart? Social media lit up. "I cried rewatching it," one fan posted. "You can see the brotherhood, the pain, the love." Another wrote, "That was the last time it felt like our show." Mike speaks again. Months later, in a rare podcast appearance, Mike addressed the infamous scene. "Frank was nervous, yeah. He always had that before a big pick," Mike said. "But I told him what I always told him. Be cool. I meant it. I wasn't trying to be anything but his friend." When asked if he'd speak to Frank again, Mike paused. "Never say never." Frank's side of the fence. Frank, recovering from a devastating stroke, lives a quieter life now. Rehab, therapy, reflection. "I think about those days a lot," he shared with a local paper. "We had something special. Me and Mike. I wish it had ended differently." He paused. "But I still smile when I think about that day in Indiana. That was real. That was us. A scene that defines an era. To most, it was just another stop on a dusty back road. But to die-hard fans, that pick captured lightning in a bottle. Two friends, one nervous, one steady, doing what they were born to do. And that simple line, be cool, has become a fan mantra, a reminder of the heart behind the show. It was Mike trying to center Frank, ground him, love him in the only way he knew how. What comes next? American Pickers continues. Mike presses on with new co-stars, but the show is different now. It'll never be the same without Frank, fans say. As for the Indiana pick, it's immortalized, a capsule of what once was, of two men chasing stories and finding pieces of themselves in each forgotten item. And maybe, just maybe, one day they'll find their way back to each other. Until then, fans will remember that hot Indiana afternoon, the hesitation, the hope, the moment. Be cool, Frank. Be cool. And everything, for a while, was. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.